Good evening, everyone. My name is Jay Thunderdraws, and this is a speed paint that I've actually been working on for about 2 months now. I was kind of surprised. I didn't realize how much time had passed. September was a very, very busy month for me. October seemed to have slowed down a little bit, but not enough. Not enough. So, who is this? Well, as you can tell from the title that popped up, the character's name is Ginny, or Ginny. She is from the Saga comic by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Brian K. Vaughan, I believe, did both the artwork and the writing in a comic called Y, like the letter Y, The Last Man, and that was a comic about a guy who was literally the last man on Earth. Some freak-ish nature thing happened and men just started dying off, except for that guy for some reason. I don't want to spoil it. It's you can find it at like Barnes and Noble. Pretty much any comic book store would have it. It's an interesting read, that's for sure. I came across Saga sometime last year. One of my commissioners wanted to get a lot of pictures of Saga characters, and I had no idea what they were, and he actually offered to buy me the first volume. It's how invested he was into it. So I said, no, I'll go ahead and buy it. So I went up and ordered it through Amazon in a couple days. After I finished the first volume, I was so invested in these characters. I felt connected to these characters so much that I ordered the next 4 volumes in bulk. I needed to read the rest. So Saga is a kind of space opera, I suppose. I'm not sure if that's adequate to describe it. It's so much more than that. Just 2 people on the lam with a kid, and how they survive. Think Romeo and Juliet almost, except they don't kill each other. Ginny appears in volume 4, and a little bit later on, I think in volume 5 or one of the issues that I have, I can't remember. It's long, and she plays somewhat of an important role in the development between Marco and Alana. Ginny tries to come on to Marco, and he almost lets her. Almost. Marco is diehard for Alana, but she gets pretty close, and hopefully that is never revealed in their marriage. They do keep secrets, but her idea between him and her was that they have healthy secrets. Yeah, every marriage has healthy secrets. I don't think an affair counts as a healthy secret, but that's how I got my inspiration to draw what you see before you. There's not much dialogue to her, but it wouldn't surprise me if she did some kind of striptease, moonlighting sort of cam girl sort of thing on the side. Apparently her husband travels a lot and she's home alone a lot, so, idle hands and all that. She's my favorite character, which is kind of odd if you think about it. She appears once in volume 4 and once again a couple books later when 2 investigative journalists are trying to figure out the story about Alana and Marco and all that. So she only appears twice, and the only importance I can think of was the tension, what brought Marco back to Earth, so to speak, terra firma, and realized that he's screwing it all up. And then the only other time she's important really is when he needs to go back and collect something from her. I'm not going to say what it is. It's not terribly important, but also leading the investigative journalists on towards Marco and Alana, and that is it. I don't know if she's going to make a reappearance in later issues, but for whatever reason, she piqued my interest. For one thing, it's a Batwoman. I mean, come on, Batwoman. A woman that is literally has bat nose and bat ears. She's purple. And I don't know, just something about her character makes me interested in her. She's kind of aloof and doesn't always play by social norms or social rules. Plus, how she treats Marco is kind of, other people see him and think the worst, but she sees beyond that, which I thought that was pretty cool. So, that is why I can't quite pin down why she's my favorite, but I took an interest in her. I mean, can any of us really say why we love the characters that we love? There are other minor characters that I also like, such as Petrichor and Marco's ex-wife, or not ex-wife, ex-girlfriend. She's still a little pissed because he took both translator rings and gave them to his current wife, which is, yeah, I imagine that would probably piss me off as well. Now, before we get out of here and before my time is up, I really wanted to quickly point out that I have a Patreon, and everything on it, every time I make a post, everything is free. Sketches and works in progress are indeed free. At $1, you get access to .lips, and it goes up from there. Click the link in the description below to check it out. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good evening.